I don't know if it was the conversation or the acting or
Mm.
both. It did not feel believable at all.
It was quite dry.
Hi, I'm Cade,
And I'm Kit,
and we're real people.
continuing our review on Heated Rivalry, episodes
Yes.
5 and 6.
Episodes 5 and 6. We had watched the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Now that they've signed on for season 2.
Yeah, I think we can say that. Mm-hmm.
All right, stop that right now because there's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a spoiler.
Okay. What's the spoiler?
I hated it.
That's not. I hate. We don't get that from
I
Kate
know,
that often.
I don't hate a lot of things, but I feel like I've wasted a lot of my time
The episodes were not short.
watching this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I would say, this time I was a little better. You were up doing other
I was
things.
struggling more than you this time.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I think it was like the. I I hate a slow because you guys watching. We just took that amount of time to saying like, I know you want to just turn it off. Like the whole episodes were like that, like just kind of long and getting to the point and then continuing the point for a long time. So let's talk about like what happens in episodes 5 and 6. So
All
that
right.
yeah,
Episodes 5 and 6
yeah,
are just about like 1 and 2.
yeah. Sure.
Nothing's really changed.
Yep. We the two guys that we really liked from episode 3. He officially comes out. He wins the cup. He comes
Yes.
out,
Into episode 5.
which is so beautiful, and he brings his partner out on the ice, and he comes out in a really public way with his partner because he'd won his cup, and he was like, "This is the peak of my career. I want to share it with the person that I love." And at this point, if he continues to play, amazing, but if not, he's gotten his like highlight of his career. And then
Thinking about it, what would have made that better and made more sense because they broke up at the end of episode 3
yeah,
is if he sent him tickets because the guy was there with his dad and his friend in the row.
yeah.
So, as well as he knew where to look in the audience for him. So it must have been his seats.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really tell you those things. There's a lot left out, but then we spend a lot of time
guessing and assuming.
guessing with our two main characters. Guys, it was bad.
You know what we kept thinking? Is this their first gay scene? Are they gay? This is not, we were just questioning why it was so clunky in their chemistry and interactions. And
Even their okay, so obviously in this episode 5, there's a bit more back and forth.
The Russian's dad passes away. It's quite sad.
Quite sad.
They start unpacking some emotions.
Unpack some emotions. They say that they are into each other. Both of them kind of come out to girls in their life.
Which the girls are like, huge shocker.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that the girls were like played that way, that it was like, hey, it's okay. Like it's obvious and that this is not, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the conversation or the acting or both. It did not feel believable at all.
It was quite dry.
It was like, I love you, I think.
Oh, okay.
That may be more believable than what they did.
I also love you, and I'm
what kind of car is this?
Yeah, this is a shitty car. It looks awful. It's a practical car. All right.
Guys, we are only 4 minutes into this podcast episode, and
we don't have much to say. Like,
not much to say in it.
I was saying that, it felt quite drawn out and stale, which you can draw things out and it be quite juicy and add to a scene and feel like anticipation, and you can feel humility or shame or sorrow or longing, and in silences. You can really do a lot with silences, and you can also just be filling space. So when things are dry in a conversation, and it's not for humor's sake, and it's not because you're being deadpan, and it's not because it's leading to something, then you're trying to believe the character. And so the characters at this point would be, I'm in love with this person. I'm kind of filled with the society's viewpoint on my expectations, but I'm alone in a room talking to this person, admitting something, and I'm still being withheld because of maybe not knowing what that other person feels, but that's not felt. So we assume a lot of the emotions when they're having difficult conversations because the acting isn't showcasing that they're both kind of tormented in these conversations. And I think that's what we were wanting. We were wanting that torment. We were wanting that. And even when they're in public and they're kind of being playful quietly with each other, it feels staged or painful. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, it's not like it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like how you'd really have a conversation and flirt with somebody that you would be in that circumstance with. And that was tricky, I think, to watch, because that's when I started getting like I was cooking and like doing different things, because I'm like, what is happening with
she
this?
could not sit still to watch it.
No.
Yeah, so like, I mean, even the one scene, so they end up playing on the same
for an all-star game.
And they're on the same team, and they meet up at a bar in Miami, and
they're sitting next to each other.
There's no like really heavy flirting. There's no like, even the camera not looking at each other, like it's just like, oh, you look nice, and he's like, oh, don't laugh, but I hired a stylist,
and the guy laughs.
But like, even in that moment, like, he still thinks that he's dating the girl. Shouldn't he be a little upset? Like,
yeah,
like a little like, even more snooty, because he's the Russian. He's always been kind of,
like, kind of had a flavor, had a style, or been like, yeah, did your girlfriend hire? Because they hired a styling.
Your girlfriend dressed you.
Yeah,
like, just be straightforward with it. I don't know.
Yeah, there was lots of scenes that we were like, we would have said it this way, we would have done it this way, which I think that's the part of being a critic, right? Is that you're like, gosh, if that was just a little. I know I've said this in other episodes, but like, they played the Russian just a little darker, a little bit more tormented, and the way that he talks about his emotions when he's on the phone, he's saying it a little bit straightforward, and there's a breakdown in his emotions, but he's collected really quickly. And I was like, God, I just feel like if you were really unpacking emotions like that, like, and you feel like not only because of the position of your father, but your stance on the world and how you're feeling about the people around you, it would be angry and distraught, and you'd maybe be, even if you cried, like there would be some frustration in your body movements. And
I mean, like, good for him for one, doing it in Russian the whole time, which
amazing.
I mean, great moment. Like, he was trying to share emotions or whatnot, and the guy was like, speak in Russian so I don't understand.
And then I
was like, oh, that would be good. And then he does this monologue, but the emotions,
the words are great in
the actually, the writing in that moment, good. Some of the other parts, questionable, but yeah, I'm with Kit here on he could have gone deeper.
Yeah.
In that. As well as when it would cut back to the other guy listening. I thought that was weird.
It's just like him, like,
just on the phone, like, right. I thought he was gonna be like, he actually did learn some Russian and he knew what he was saying.
Or like he has another phone that has Google Translate on or something, like telling him, so he's reading what he's saying and understanding it. Like, there could have been more play there. I also noticed that one of the credits, which I didn't maybe notice it on the other ones, but it's a branding marketing company credit. And then right after I noticed it, I saw that there was like, this is a Coca-Cola, this is a video game, this is like these things. And I was like, oh yeah, they didn't do intelligent in screen marketing. Like the marketing is really, it's said, it's shown, it's next to the character. Like I'm like, this is how much money they got. Like to me it seemed really obvious, which was like there's really clever ways to do in screen marketing that you don't really notice, but it adds luxury or value or increases like what you're watching. And I felt like the obvious product sponsors were quite stated, which and I know that there has been a lot of conversation around making TV something that you can also like making it simple enough in the writing and simple enough in the product placement that if somebody was scrolling their phone and watching this on streaming that they'd still catch it. And I felt that with episode 5 and 6. I felt like this would be good if you were half on your phone or you were distracted. Like the way that they were telling the story or the way they were drawing out a story, it was like very obvious or assumed and like simple.
Yeah.
And they and we were
definitely like Corona got a shout out in the midst of that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wouldn't necessarily be drinking a Corona in Florida.
Nope. No. I'm surprised Campari wasn't on it with all the Ontario stuff because Campari is the big TIFF sponsor, but
yeah.
Anyways, we just noticeable.
Yeah. So
episode 5 is like, okay, he's gonna come stay with him at the cottage and maybe spend some time with him.
Yeah. So he asks, and he's like, "We can't do that." And then at the end of the episode,
he can.
He calls him and says that he will because they just watched the other older hockey player kiss his boyfriend on the ice.
And inspired him.
Yeah, and it inspired him, which was cute. That's probably the best part of the episode. It still leaves you wondering that portion. Like there's a lot untold because they did break up. And then all of a sudden they're back together.
Yeah. Yeah, we want more of that couple.
We want more of that story because we just watched a full episode of nothing. The same old of them back and forth. Sharing a bit more feelings, but not necessarily anything. And then episode 6, they're at the cottage.
Yes, but first the Asian Canadian player is injured and scares the Russian, and he wants to, that he like visits him at the
check on him.
Check on him at the hospital. And anyways, so there's like a kind of a lovely moment there. And so then the rest of it is that they're at the cottage to spend time with each other, and we're like, oh, and they're like, let's just be honest with each other about everything, how we feel and all the things. What are your thoughts there, Cade? Like, is that how you spend a cottage alone with somebody? Talk about how you really feel? I mean,
yeah, that was all awkward. Like even like him talking to his best friend on the phone and their little interaction while he was on the phone. Why did we need that in the story?
Yeah, we were feeling like because there had been quite I want to say explicit sex scenes that had been shown, I was expecting, I think, at a cottage alone that you would have something either very like intimate, beautiful lovemaking that's connecting them, or
candles,
some romance, or something that like it maybe was more like outdoors and something because they were secluded, and that really wasn't played into. It was still like
neither of those.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, like, to be so like hotel room and like really seeing these bodies to like less of that in a environment where I think would assume more. I was like, oh, that's kind of felt like a missed opportunity. Like, like we were talking, like there was a hot tub that was shown. I was like, oh, that would have been a cool like place for them to have one of the conversations that led into it. They're in front of the fire having this like long conversation, and they're like really thinking and being deep, which is fine, but that didn't go into
anything,
like, something. And it was like they wait till they're in the house, and that's fine. But we were just like, oh, I mean, cinematically, that could have been interesting.
As well as with the rest of it. Like, you thought they would carry that all the way through. But they didn't. And then they come back to the house, and basically the father
catches them having a smooch right outside the door.
Yeah. And then he leaves. And then they follow him. Yeah. It's all awkward.
But he's like talking it out. So, for instance...
wait, we got to go back. Sorry, I forgot.
Go ahead.
Remember when he's in Russia and his father dies and they have the phone conversation, and then right after that it's like Moscow. And then it shows him with his family in Russia.
They're like, yeah, we know he's in Moscow. Like, we got
like,
it.
I was like, did they put that out of order?
No, I thought, did they put that there because in case somebody was scrolling their phone, just to remind them that he's still in?
He's still there?
There.
Like, literally, he had a conversation on the phone.
Talking about that he's home.
The big monologue that he's home, doing the things.
Come on, guys.
Like, they're
you got
texting
critics watching your show. You have it out to the public.
Forth, and then it was like, Moscow.
We were like, got it.
I was like, I feel like this should have been before the texting conversation.
Or like, it would have made sense if like the Canadian was getting off a plane or something and it was tying it in, but it was just nothing. It was just reminding us that he's still there.
We had to go back for that because I was like,
ridiculous. Okay, so then the dad catches him, and then he's like, this is my worst nightmare. I'm going to get dressed. And he's talking it out. So this is like if I were talking to you right now and I'm like, listen, I'm going to sit next to Kyle and I'm just going to get on a podcast and I'm going to talk. And it's like, it's like this. Instead of like acting out and doing what he's saying, he's just standing in this room talking to him, and then he like kneels on the ground.
He doesn't even kneel. He doesn't even kneel. He doesn't even kneel. He like squats.
Yeah.
I was like, are we about to see another sex scene?
Yeah, because it was just out.
Awkward. And then he just like pats his head.
He's like, all right, you're having trouble. The distraught scene was not distraught. I was like, if this was
not distraught, he's not broken, he's not nervous, as well as the other guy wasn't nervous about meeting the parents for the first time.
Yeah, he like throws on this Boston t-shirt, and then the other guy's like, you're gonna wear a t-shirt to like meet the parents, and he's like, they know I play for Boston, like, and you're like, but it's not in a way that you're like, yeah, because he's a prick and he doesn't care. It's like, it's not even that. It's like lazy, sloppy. And not even like a there for you way. It was just very strange because he was talking about like, I'm gonna get dressed and go talk to my dad, but you would think that he would be like in the bedroom getting clothes in that interaction, like in that scene. It's just talked out, which makes it feel like an afterthought. That's why when we bring things like this up, it's like, hey, we need to talk about the fact that this is his worst nightmare. Let's just do it like right outside of like this random room. So not even right outside the door where he just saw his dad walk away, or on the front steps where he just saw his dad drive away. And he's like, falling apart at the door, or rushing in to be like, I need to get dressed to like go fix this interaction.
Because this is all the same day.
All the same day.
So they wake up, have coffee, they go for a swim, come back to the house, kiss, dad sees them, dad drives away, they have a conversation, and then they drive the 2 and whatever hours
to go talk to the parents. And it makes it seem like the dad just walked in the door too, like when they get there, and it's like, well, they had enough time to like have this full conversation and get dressed, and do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just very clunky, not thought through. Anyways, and so you're like, and then
and then they're at home, and the parents are like, oh, we kind of had an idea, but how long has this been going on for? And like that whole conversation was just awkward, and like they were like, summer before
rookie season,
and
they're like, you've been in love for this long, and he's like, no, and then he's like, oh, but you were like lovers for this long, and it's just like everybody's just dying at the table, and it's a very strange like place to, because they're sitting at the dining table, which I understand that they've sat at dining tables like often with the Canadian hockey player, but it's like to have family discussions, but this one's like, this is a weird place to like sit down to have like a chat like this when they were in the living room and in the front doorway, and then then the mom walks outside to process like everything, but not outside like in the backyard where she's dealing with her own shame and discomfort. She walks into the front yard of their neighborhood to cry by herself in the lawn, staring at the other, like your neighbor's houses. Like think of like your neighborhood. Yeah.
Also, in the midst of that, like, because he has this like really nice apartment, he built this really nice cottage. Their house looked like that.
Yeah, seemed a little bizarre for somebody who's like managing.
Maybe they had to redo this scene. They were like,
yeah, the house had like some 90s oak in the background. That's why we're saying it. We're like, and it's small and homey, but like the neighborhood isn't what you would picture the parents of, this hockey player living in, especially because they're both successful in their own right. And they're showing them in beautiful like restaurants the whole time, like very,
the parents,
yeah,
and
so
nice restaurants,
so
nice clothes.
So being in like this like cute, homey, like kind of nostalgic 90s, 2000s home, we were like, where it's like crowded a little bit. It was like, that doesn't seem like that's where they'd live. I think that they'd live here before they'd live where they were living. They'd live in this freaking condo. Like, yeah.
It was odd.
It was very
well. Also, too, because she gets up at the table and she goes to wash dishes.
And we were like, she doesn't wash dishes.
She doesn't wash dishes. Nothing about her seems homey.
No.
But it could be. But also, like, if that was like a newer home, she would be in the same room, kind of. So you could like see her from a distance, but like, it maybe didn't land because she was off
screen
a little bit. In it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was very strange. And again, it just added to like clunkiness and trying to use this scene and trying to separate for the conversation. And she's crying out in the front yard in front of her neighbors.
And then they were like,
we're cool with it, actually.
We're cool with it. And then talking about how they're going to do it, et cetera, et cetera. He freaks out. And then the Russian's like, well, your family's here and your boyfriend's here.
And they had some pasta. Then
they had some pasta, and then they drove away with the parents saying they were going to come out to the cottage. And they kept saying, call first. And then we see them drive away. End of season 1.
And scene, which we were like, oh, it'd be so great if they had left it as a cliffhanger with the dad driving away. Where it's like, oh, is it still a disaster for him? But they wrapped it up with a bow.
God, I was hoping it would just end there.
Well, we had been at that cottage for 700 years.
And nothing happened.
They stared at each other and kind of
like I thought it was going to get like freakier because they left. He went to like close the blinds and he said he'd leave it open. And then it just cuts to another scene.
Yeah, he's like against the window himself kind of thing. I was like, wow.
And then it cuts to them like cooking burgers.
8 burgers, because that's what the recipe called for. That's a line, guys. Yeah. We were assuming their star signs after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall, we're having a little trouble understanding the hype. Now, this could be because there are so many shows that are quite sexual that have really in-depth characters that hold your attention. And we felt that there were areas in these scenes that fell a little flat or were believable for the character archetype.
I wanted to cry.
Yeah, we kept hearing that people were crying during, episodes 5 and 6 because it was so touching. And I was making ramen. I didn't get that sense at all. Are we broken? Is that,
Like I literally, so I did below. Before this episode go on a little deep dive because I was interested to see what other people said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Were they like, it was just so magnetic and wonderful?
I don't know. I mean, I love, yes. So, of course, I loved episode 3.
Yeah.
And we got there. Yes. Very believable.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, what do you rate it? What do you rate this as a whole?
1.
Or tell me.
1.
You rated 5. You rated a 1 out of 5.
Here's why.
Okay.
It's like that fashion designer. Remember that Red Room? What was that movie? Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like Red goes Room. On forever and you assume a lot because you don't know why she is the way that she is.
Season 2.
Gosh. Yeah. That
rated movie. In the top 13 horror films.
Of all times. And I was like, by who? Who watched this?
Who liked that movie?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, who? People sleeping watching these? Anyways. So I rated a 1. Here's why. I loved the thought process around the consent through the sex scenes. And I thought that the way that they attach vulnerability and first times and holding space for their friends and the lover to hold space when someone's not ready to come out. I thought the way that they did that was really wonderful. And I would hope that if somebody was a young person in the LGBTQ and they saw that they could see that, there is that type of love and appreciation in your friendships and in your sexual encounters. That's very caring. And I think that should be thought about with intimacy coordinators and with dialogue and when you're kind of doing things like that. And I thought they did that really well. If I were to say that they did something well, it was that. I like the casting on the episode 3. And I thought that a 1. Pardon? Episode 3.
Yeah.
I liked the casting there and a 1.
1 overall.
Well, I wouldn't watch it again. Think of like the really great.
Okay,
think
fair.
of shows that you're like you've watched and then you'd watch it again. Like, and they have areas that are dry and areas that are really delicious. And not everybody's going to be Shonda Land. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not all going to get writers like that, and where every single like thing is so juicy and delicious, and you can't wait to watch another episode because everything is like not every writer. Like, it takes time, and this is like a lot of unknown people coming, and we're proud of people for moving forward. But as a critic watching this, would I recommend this? I would recommend this to like a young coming of age, kind of queer, like maybe like that kind of like maybe.
No, I don't know if I'd recommend it. I'm really struggling with my rating for this.
Yeah.
So up until this point, I've rated it a 3. I think in the last.
It got worse for me.
Yeah, I feel like it did get worse for me too. So I'm gonna go down to a 2.5.
But the story was disjointed. You're giving a 2.5.
Yeah.
And we had to guess half of what the story was.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. 2.5.
2.5. Not me.
I think that's just because episode 3.
Episode 3.
Also, the ending's very interesting. We feel like they may have shot it on a different camera.
Yeah, what happened with your lens that day, guys? Or was it just really blown out that day and you couldn't get the light right because you were outside and you running out of time at that location? Like,
it all of a sudden changed.
It's really obvious. Yeah, the green and gray tones, and it's
I mean, I don't normally
comment on that. Yeah,
usually you're the one that comments on those things.
I'm like, oh, they changed the lens and they shouldn't have.
Instantly, I'm like, what's going on here?
I like look up from the pan. I'm like, ooh.
She's not even watching anymore.
It's like a 4K freaking, 5-year-old grab the like family camera. Yeah.
All right. Well, I would say if you have not watched this yet, just watch episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
And then I hear the book is really good. So maybe there's more in the book.
Yeah, the book. Let's read the book next time. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.